MCL, the wall in your home.
Good morning, you're welcome to your breakfast program. Good morning, my name is Michael from the Coast. This is the Tuesday edition of the program. What we'll do on this program to bring you up to speed, or to make it around here in our city, and also taking you outside the shores of this country. Not only on this program this morning, I have Isn't Wapa and of course Mara also there for my. Isn't it good morning?
Good morning, Michael. It's good to have you on the program.
Good morning. I can see you're still going through the trauma of being attacked by men of the world. Anyway, don't worry. I'm sure we'll find a lasting solution to that. Believe me, Abia State is the only state that we have to call ours, so we have to work together collectively, and that's the way to go. All right, quickly, let's go to the words of marbles. The words of marbles, the word that will bring to you every morning to spur you and I to be a better person. And because the words of marble this morning comes up with these.
Be contented with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Be contented with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you.
Be contented with what you have. Because when you do that, believe me, nothing is going to stop you. Well, that's a good one, and that's the way to go. First and foremost, you must believe in yourself and appreciate God for the lead that you have. And because when you do that, you're also asking for better things to come ahead. That's the words of marble this morning. But let's go back to you, isn't it, before going to Omar to tell us what is making rounds in the world, please.
On the new segment of Good Morning Abia, the Abia State Polytechnic ABA recently relieved 258 members of staff of their duties. Chimetel Zems went to the institution and came back with this report.
At the time of this report, students and some members of staff who were not affected by the exercise were going about their normal businesses. Members of staff who were lucky to have escaped the hammer were seen discussing the matter in groups. Law enforcement agents were stationed at strategic positions within the school to forestall any breakdown of law and order. The public relations officer of the school, Mrs. Chinyereze, declined to comment on the development. However, in a statement issued by the PRO, which was obtained by MCL News, Mrs. Eze described the exercise as part of efforts to reposition the school for greater efficiency. Mrs. Eze said the sacking of some members of staff was implementation of the report on staff verification that took place in 2017. She said this exercise was approved by the State Executive Council in April this year. Some of the affected staff spoke to MCL News.
In fact, I was dumbfounded because I've never had any query in this school, and I spent this my 13th, 14th year here. I'm a senior lecturer, so I've not committed any offense that should call for termination. So I never can say what prompted them, terminating my appointment, just like that.
It is like a purging of intellectuals, in a clannish program that is meant to cleanse a particular part of people, all right? And I would tell you that over 90% of the people affected are old vendor people, with some persons, who are non-indigenous.
It's like a cleansing of the very best, the proper intellectuals that should use this place. And what we have now is something less than the quality that we should have. So the consequences and the repercussions will tell on the students.
Actually, everybody giving letter today was not at the competition. I don't know how to come out and just get people letter just like that. It's unfair. I should tell the public the truth.
The rector of the Polytechnic, Professor Ezienu, was not available to comment on the development. Chimezie Ozems, MCL News.
In the wake of the xenophobic attacks by South Africans against other Africans, including Nigerians, President Muhammad Buhari sent Ambassador Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, Director General National Intelligence Agency, DGNIA, as a special envoy to South Africa to convey a special message to his counterpart, President Cyril Ramaphosa. The special envoy, who was in Pretoria from Thursday 5th to Saturday 7th September 2019, conveyed the deep concern of President Buhari and Nigerians about intermittent violence against Nigerians and their property and business interests in South Africa. President Buhari has stressed the need for South African government to take visible measures to stop violence against citizens of broadly African nations. He expressed worry that the recurring issue of xenophobia will negatively affect the image and standing of South Africa as one of the leading countries on the continent if nothing is done to stop it. President Buhari further assured that the Nigerian government will guarantee the safety of lives, property, and business interests of South Africans in Nigeria. The special envoy conveyed the assurance of President Buhari that the Nigerian government is ready and willing to collaborate with the South African government to find a lasting solution to the involvement of few Nigerians in criminal activities. On his part, President Ramaphosa agreed that the violence most disconcerting and embarrassing, adding that his government completely rejects such acts, which undermine not only the country's image but also its relations with broader African countries. President Buhari took note of the report and instructed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to continue to engage with appropriate authorities on the concrete measures the South African government is expected to take. A cross-section of Aba residents have called on President Muhammad Buhari to stop the killings of Nigerians following the recent xenophobic attacks in South Africa. The respondents made the call while reacting to the unfortunate incidents that led to the destruction of property belonging to Nigerians in South Africa. Ex-Andugwe has the details.
The attack started on Sunday in Johannesburg with the burning down of a building. The attackers, who were South African youths, looted shops owned by Nigerians and other nationals. When the dust settled, more than 50 shops were believed to have been destroyed, looted, and burnt overnight. Some respondents who spoke to MCL News expressed displeasure on this ugly development.
It's barbaric and highly uncivilized for a black man to attack a fellow black man. They should find out the primary reason or the objective why the South Africans decided to attack Nigerians living in their country.
The government of Nigeria did a lot to salvage that country from the grips of colonialism. Apart from the government, even citizens of this country played one role or the other. I still recall the likes of Sonny Okosu, and some of his songs, Singing Against Appetite, and so many other musicians alike.
I think the federal government, as a matter of fact, is not doing enough. The government owes that responsibility of protection of life and property to its citizens, wherever they are.
The respondents also urged the federal government to do everything possible to protect the lives and property of Nigerians in any part of the world.
Nigerian government to play down on it. They have to, take a proactive step now, so that the government of South Africa will also take steps to stop this nonsense. Because I know that if the government of South Africa is serious about it, this xenophobia would have stopped.
The government should take a definite stand by issuing a strong statement to the South African government, even if it requires severe ties, diplomatic ties, economic ties with South Africa. Let them go ahead and do that, and they can still go a little further. If it requires those Nigerians there that are stranded, you send an aircraft, those of them wishing to come back home, then you repatriate them back home.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, has assured the Nigerians who suffered losses in the recent attacks are adequately compensated. Esther Ndukwe, MCL News.
The Christian Council of Nigeria, CCN, has condemned the xenophobic attack in South Africa and the current spate of killings and looting of properties of foreigners, especially those of Nigerians. CCN, in its general meeting held at Calvary Chapel, Episcopal House, Onitsha, Anambra State, called on the federal government of Nigeria to take urgent steps to wade into the crisis to save the lives of Nigerians affected by the xenophobic attacks. They appealed to Nigerian citizens at home not to retaliate. It also appealed to the federal government to facilitate through its security apparatus the release of Sharibu. In a statement CCN issued after its meeting in Onitsha, which was signed by its Anambra State Chairman, Right Reverend Owen Wokolo, PhD, the group also frowned at the high rate of insecurity in different parts of Nigeria. They called on the federal government to ensure the safety of all Nigerians, irrespective of their religion, tribe, or geographical location. While calling for all to join hands in stopping evil in the country, it appreciates the campaign against human trafficking, rape, and child abuse being embarked upon by the Anambra State CCN Women Wing, WOWICCN, and the Youth Wing, the YOWICCN. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has blamed the Nigerian government over the attacks and looting of property of Nigerians in South Africa. ASU said that about 50% of good scholars in South Africa were Nigerians. It noted that Nigerians who were seen as mere greener pasture seekers would always be exposed to attacks by their host countries. ASU National President, Professor Bayodun Ogunyemi, said that this after the National Executive Council meeting of the association held at the Federal University of Agriculture at Abeokuta, Ogun State. He explained that migration of Nigerians to South Africa had been informed by the poor economic situation in the country. According to him, South Africans would only respect Nigerians residing in their country if the migration was mutually dependent. The police in Ebonyi State on Sunday confirmed the death of 8 persons in Okwaba, Mbo, Ohuku local government area, LGA of the state. The community was allegedly attacked by persons from Agila in neighboring Benue State. However, officials of the state government believe otherwise and blame stakeholders in the area for the situation. The police public relations officer Lovett Alder told newsmen that the attack, which occurred on Saturday, 4 of the victims were beheaded. The spokesperson gave the names of the beheaded victims as James Aleke, 55, Innocent Abu, 65, Chukwuemwe, 46, and Livinus Idoko, 70. She gave the name of the victims whose bodies are still intact as Ngozi Ideni, 32, Jonathan Onwe, 10, Ifi Aleke, 51, and Susanna Oba, 54, while Oke Wanko, 53, is currently hospitalized. Ms. Oda urged the federal government to intervene in the matter, saying the situation had deteriorated seriously. She also called on both state governments to redouble efforts to permanently tackle this issue. The state governor, David Umahi, during a visit to the area on Sunday, however, criticized stakeholders in the area for allowing the killings to continue. Ms. Umahi, represented by his deputy, Kelechi Igwe, said it is saddening to see the 6th past chairman of the council and the first civilian governor of the state, as well as the current senator representing Ebonyi North, hailed from the area. It directed that all the people who signed the undertaking to ensure peace for the government must produce the perpetrators, as they agreed to be held responsible if such an event occurred. And on the foreign scene, a United States federal judge on Monday blocked a Trump administration move that would have prevented most Central American migrants from seeking asylum at the U.S. border. The ruling by District Court Judge John Tigar is the latest setback for President Donald Trump's immigration policies, which have been the subject of numerous court challenges. The Trump administration in July required migrants seeking asylum in the United States to make their requests in the country along their route, effectively banning them from doing so at the U.S. border. The policy is among a host of measures Trump has taken in a bid to stem the flow of migrants from Central America trying to cross into the U.S. from Mexico and request asylum. Tigar, a district court judge from the Northern District of California, issued a nationwide injunction against the move, meaning it applies to states other than just California. And with that news, we connected with our Omanga studios with Nora Okafor to tell us more in the world of things. Good morning, Nora.
Good morning, Izimia. Good morning, Margot. Welcome to Umuahia. The National and State Assembly Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Umuahia has nullified the election of Ojuzo Kalu as the senator representing Abia North. The tribunal also ordered for a rural election for the Abia North senatorial district within 90 days of the judgment. Until yesterday, Ojuzo Kalu was the senator representing the people of Abia North in the Senate. He contested the election on the platform of the All Progressives Congress and was inaugurated alongside other federal lawmakers for the 9th National Assembly. Meanwhile, the senator representing Abia North Senatorial District, Ojuzo Kalu, has urged people of the state not to lose hope, stressing that his mandate to be reclaimed at the Court of Appeal. He was quoted to have said that this is a statement signed by his media aide on Monday following the nullification of his election by a tribunal. The senatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mao Oaboma, had filed a petition challenging the declaration of Ojuzo Kalu as the elected candidate. In his petition, they alleged non-compliance with the principles of electoral law and violation of margin of lead. Senator Kalu had polled 30,203 votes against Oaboma, who garnered 20,801 votes in the February 23rd, 2019 general election. He therefore stated that he would appeal the decision of the tribunal at the appellate court, while admonishing members and stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress to remain strong, steadfast and law-abiding. Kalu noted that he will not relent in sustaining his goodwill at the grassroots. According to him, his victory in the election was born out of his popularity among his people. He therefore believes justice can only be delayed, that's not denied. The Election Petition Tribunal in Owerri has dismissed petitions challenging the victory of Senator Rochas Okorocha in the 2019 National Assembly election for Imo West Senatorial District. The petitions were filed by candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Jos Onyeribi, and that of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Osita Izunaso. Both parties in the petition said that the election for the Imo West Senatorial District was marred by irregularities, including intimidation and violence. The tribunal, however, held that the petitioners were unable to prove the allegations. Recall that Senator Okorota was issued a certificate of return by the Independent National Electoral Commission in June. This was after months of allegations and counter-allegations by the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Senator. This followed an order by a federal high court in Abuja for the electoral body to issue him a certificate of return. The recent xenophobic attacks on foreigners, particularly Nigerians, have continued to generate reactions in the country. This time, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Herrera, and a professor of international law and jurisprudence, Professor Akin Oyebode, have both faulted the South African government over the state. Both individuals were interviewed as guests on national television. Giving an update on the developments, Abike Herrera said the South African government has arraigned 8 policemen for the maltreatment of Nigerians in the country. Speaking further, she called on the South African government to conclude investigation into the harassment and death of Nigerians and also make the findings public. The presidential aide also wants the immediate end to the killings of Nigerians in South Africa, thereby calling on the President Cyril Ramaphosa administration to beat the political will to tackle the scourge. 6 persons have been abducted by unknown gunmen suspected to be kidnappers on the Kaduna-Abuja highway. The incident was confirmed in a statement by the Public Relations Officer of Kaduna State Police Command, PSP Yakubu Sabo, who said that it happened on Sunday evening. This is coming barely 24 hours after police operatives killed 3 suspected kidnappers and arrested 26 others on the Kaduna-Abuja and Kaduna-Zaria Expressway. According to the police spokesman, the armed men in military uniform intercepted the commercial bus at 11:40 p.m. on Sunday near Rijani village along Kaduna-Abuja Expressway and later took away 6 persons into the bush. He explained that police patrol teams within the axis were quickly mobilized to the scene and engaged the hoodlums in a gun battle. As a result, 2 of the victims were released by the criminals in their desperate attempts to escape. He also assured that efforts are still on to rescue the remaining 4 victims and arrest the kidnappers. In another development, the Inspector General of Police Muhammad Adamu has directed the commissioners of police in all the states and the Federal Capital Territory to put measures in place to avert any planned possession by the Islamic movement in Nigeria. The order follows a decision by the Sheikhs Group to proceed on a yearly peaceful Ashura procession today, September 10th, despite proscription. A statement by the First Public Relations Officer, Bisibi Fankamba, says the activities of the group remains illegal and will be treated as such. The statement quoted the police boss asking parents, the general public and guardians to provide the necessary information and avoid their words from being cajoled into embarking on illegal activities by the group. The federal, state and local governments shared 3.84 trillion naira allocations between January and June 2019. This is according to a latest edition of Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative 90 quarterly review. In a statement by 90's Director, Communications and Advocacy, Oji, the federal government received 1.599 trillion naira, the 36 states got 1.335 trillion naira, while the 774 local governments shared 792 billion naira during the period under review. The fact disbursement of 3.84 trillion naira for the first half of 2019 was slightly lower than the 3.94 trillion disbursed during the same period in 2018, but higher than the 2.78 trillion disbursed in the first half of 2017. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, the second quarter of 2019 was the lowest since the fourth quarter of 2017. Meanwhile, Delta states maintained the lead among states of the Federation with the highest share of FAC allocation during the period under review, with 108.7 billion naira, while offshore states received the lowest amount of 10.09 billion naira. The foreign saying Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday accused Iran of having a previously undisclosed site aimed at developing nuclear weapons that it destroyed. Iran destroyed the site located near the center of Abadi, south of Isfahan, sometime between late June and July, after realizing that Israel had dictated it, Netanyahu alleged. In an address on live television, with photos of the alleged site on the screen behind him, Netanyahu referred to an intelligence troop he had previously announced last year. The Prime Minister, whose country is an arch enemy of Iran, did not provide further details on the alleged experiments or when they purportedly were held. When he announced the intelligence troop allegedly obtained from a secret compound in Tehran, Netanyahu said he had made proof of an Iranian nuclear weapons plan that could be activated at any time. But while Netanyahu then accused Iran of lying about its atomic ambitions, he did not provide evidence that Tehran had actively worked to obtain the bomb since its 2015 nuclear deal with world powers. Netanyahu's latest statement comes just days ahead of Israel's September 17 polls, in which he is facing a difficult re-election campaign. Iran has been scaling back its commitments under the 2015 deal in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's pullout from the accord and reimposition of sanctions. That's it from Umar. Up next will be newspaper review with Michael Foye. Please do stay tuned.